Of course, I've read about the persecution of Falun Gong practitioners in the newspapers, but it was actually meeting some Falun Gong practitioners and hearing firsthand their experience that made me realise we needed to do more to raise the world's profile to this issue.
Falun Gong's guiding principles are truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. The practice is peaceful, non-political, non-religious, free of charge, and of great benefit to practitioners' health and moral standards. Introduced to the general public in 1992 by Mr. Li Hongzhi, Falun Gong is practiced in over 50 countries around the world. Before the crackdown, 100 million people were practicing Falun Gong in China, more than the members in the Communist Party. Afraid that the movement was a threat to his power, Jiang Zemin initiated a ban on Falun Gong in 1999. He thought that he could eliminate Falun Gong in 3 months, but he was wrong.
To see such terrible persecution for me, it was just absurd. And I couldn't understand at first why it was happening. I felt, my duty was to talk about human rights and freedom, because it's very important. I couldn't understand why they were persecuting such good people.
The persecution is very, very severe. For example, with Falun Gong, you have thousands of people who have been detained. They have been sent to re-education camps. The leaders have got sentences from 2 to 18 years. The normal practitioners have been given re-education sentences of up to 3 years. They have been subjected to torture. There have been over 200 deaths in custody. And all this for the peaceful expression of their freedom of belief, which is guaranteed in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which China is a party to.
I am a master's degree student in university in the UK, and I went back to China in 1999 just because we are Falun Gong practitioners. We were arrested for 7 days, and they beaten us. Although I was an 8 months pregnant woman. After several days, they deported us back to the UK, and just 1 month later, my daughter Minghui Yu was born in Swansea. They told me that if we carried on practicing Falun Gong, my daughter Minghui would never be registered, and she would never get her own passport. Since then, we have no choice. We had to be asylum seekers.
They did not register Minghui on the passport of Zheng Fang Mo or her partner as a Chinese citizen. So I've been trying to establish the citizen status of Minghui, and I think it's not right that any young child, obviously, is denied the right of citizenship, which is a fundamental human right that it should be open to us all.
I think the case of Zhao Ming in particular highlighted in a very specific way the problem that exists for people who practice Falun Gong, and the fact that he had been a student here, was living in Dublin, made it very real for many people, and I think as well forced the Irish government to take it up in a very specific way when the Chinese Premier was here in Ireland some time ago.
He's been in prison in a labour camp in China since May 2000, and he was just recently released on March the 12th from Tuanhe labour camp near Beijing. And we're here today to welcome back to Trinity and to his new life, Zhao Ming.
During a period of 2 weeks, I was only allowed to sleep only 1 to 2 hours each day during the 2 weeks period. And on some other occasions, we are physically punished, forced to to do a kind of military squatting for a very long time, more than 10 hours a day. And it's really it's very bad to my legs. Now I still feel having no feelings at the bottom part of my legs. Just 2 weeks before I get out from the living camp, 5 policemen using six electric weapons to shock me all over the body. And the electricity is over at least 30,000 volts.
We want the Irish government and other European governments to put real pressure on the Chinese authorities, and I think that the pressure has to be stepped up considerably. It is just not good enough that people are in large numbers or in any numbers being persecuted, being thrown out of their work, being imprisoned, being sent off to camps and so on for their beliefs, when they are obviously not in any way interfering with other people's rights or doing criminal or other damage.
The crackdown of Falun Gong is really going ahead in a very brutal way. We have been following the situation since summer 1999, and when we got the first news about deaths in prison, we had been shocked. But what we are seeing today, it's really a catastrophe.
Methods used in the persecution include beatings, electric shocks, slave labor, sleep deprivation, gang rape, forced abortions, forced medication, forced feeding, physical torture, and